This is Course 3, Math, Lesson 8-6, Direct Variation, and I am Mrs. McCown. Today I want to talk to you about direct variation. Direct variation is a linear function that can be written as y equals k times x, where k is the constant and it can never be 0. Constant of variation is the constant ratio of y to x in a direct variation. Example number 1. Determine whether the data set shows direct variation. So method 1, we're going to make a graph that shows the relationship between Adam's age and his length. So at the age of 3, he was 22 inches. So we're going to put a dot where it says 322. At 6 months, he was 24 inches. At 9 months, he was 25 inches. And at 12 months, he was 27 inches. Now, compare the ratios to see if a direct variation occurs. To do this, we set up two ratios and cross multiply. So when we cross multiply, we get 81 and 254. 81 does not equal 254, so they are not proportional. This should remind you of when we talked about proportional and non-proportional relationships. So we know that this is not a direct variation. Question B. Determine whether the data shows direct variation. First, let's make the graph. So when time is 10, distance traveled is 25. When time is 20, distance traveled is 50. When time is 30, distance traveled is 75. And 40 is 100. Now, let's compare the ratios. 25 times 20 is 500. 10 times 50 is 500. So the ratios are proportional. So both methods show the relationship is direct variation. Check it out, 1A and 1B. Please pause the video. Okay, you should have done these on your own, and you should have found that when you set up the proportion, 5 over 20 does not equal 3 over 30. So that is not direct variation. On 1B, you should have set up the proportion 30 over 60 or any of these, and when you cross multiplied, you should have found that, yes, this is direct variation. Example 2, find each equation of direct variation given that y varies directly with x. So we're going to write an equation. Y varies directly with x. So when I write in my y is 54. They told us up here x is 6. So I substitute in my x and my y, check. Now I'm going to solve for k. So to solve for k, I have to do the opposite. So the opposite of times 6 is dividing by 6. So 54 divided by 6 is 9. So 9 is my k. So now, since I know k equals 9, I'm going to substitute in 9 for k in the original equation. So I'm going to rewrite my original equation to be y equals 9 times x. Letter B. X is 12 when y is 15. So y varies directly with x. So now we're going to substitute in 15 for y and 12 for x. When I divide, which is the opposite of multiplying, I find that I get 5/4 for k. Now I have to substitute 5/4 for k in the original equation, so I get y equals 5/4 times x. Okay, I'd like you to pause the video and do check it out 2A and 2B on your own. Okay, you should have substituted in 7 equals k times 3, and you should have found that k equals 7/3. So your equation is y equals 7/3 times x. For this one, you should have substituted in 18 and 12. So you should have found that k equals 3/2, so that y equals 3/2 times x. Example number 3. Mrs. Perez has $4,000 in a CD and $4,000 in a money market account. The amount of interest she has earned since the beginning of the year is organized in the following table. Determine whether there is a direct variation between either data set and time. If so, find the equation of direct variation. So for letter A, interest from CD and time, interest from CD was 17 and time was 1. So we're going to write in our blank 17 over 1, which was our original number. 17 over 1 is 17. And then 34 divided by 2 is 17. That was our second number. Third number, 51 divided by 3. Well, 51 divided by 3 is 17. And our last number, 68. 68 divided by 4 is 17. So all the ratios are equivalent to 17, and 0, 0 is included. So the equation is y equals 17 times x. Letter B, interest from the money market and time. So we're going to do the same, but with money market and time. So when it's 19, I know that my time is 1. When it's 2 for months, my money market is 37. If looking at these ratios, we know that they are not equal. So there is not direct variation. Okay, please pause the video. I'd like you to do 3A and 3B on your own. You should have done retail over cards to find that there was a ratio 20 over 200 equals 30 over 300. So then your equation should have been 1/10 times x. For letter 3B, you should have done shipping over cards, and you should have found that 5 over 200 does not equal 6 over 300. So this was not direct variation. To be direct variation, there has to be a common constant. If there is not a common rate or constant, then it is not direct. Do you need extra help? You can go back and watch the video again, ask Mrs. McCown a question, or come in the morning for extra tutoring. Thank you for watching.